What would cause one of the world's biggest musical acts and their company chairman to spend over an hour at the airport personally saying goodbye to hundreds of fans, rather than simply boarding their flight and departing as quickly and efficiently as possible after completing their exhausting 3-night Stanford Stadium run? The K-pop world was absolutely overwhelmed yesterday when BTS members including Jin, along with big hit chairman Bang Si-hyuk, transformed their departure from San Francisco International Airport into an extended emotional farewell session with Stanford ARMY who had gathered to see them off, the group apparently making deliberate decision to delay their departure, and to spend significant time acknowledging and expressing gratitude to fans who had supported them through 3 historic concerts. Rather than treating the airport as just a logistical transit point to be navigated as quickly as possible, the footage captured by fans and airport witnesses that has now been viewed over 8 billion times shows Jin and other members visibly emotional as they waved, made heart gestures, and in some cases appeared to be crying themselves as they faced hundreds of fans who were screaming, crying, and holding signs expressing love and gratitude for the unforgettable experiences of the previous night's concerts. The fact that Bang Si-hyuk remained with the members throughout this extended farewell, rather than departing separately or more discreetly as executives often do, suggests he understood and supported the importance of this final Stanford moment, and perhaps felt his own emotional connection to the fans who had shown such extraordinary support and enthusiasm across the 3-night residency. Why would BTS and Bang Si-hyuk choose to make their departure such a public emotional event, rather than using private terminals or discreet timing that would have allowed them to leave without the chaos and emotion of a massive fan send-off? According to various analyses of BTS's typical behavior patterns and their relationship philosophy with ARMY, the decision to depart through regular airport areas where fans could gather rather than using VIP facilities that would have provided privacy apparently reflected their desire to have one final moment of connection and to properly acknowledge the Stanford fans who had given them 3 nights of extraordinary energy and support that all members had described as particularly special and meaningful. The specific choice to not just pass through quickly but to actually stop and spend substantial time in the farewell moment demonstrates prioritization of fan relationship over convenience or privacy, with the members apparently feeling that rushing away without properly expressing gratitude would have been disrespectful to people who had invested so much emotion and dedication into supporting them. The fact that this farewell stretched to over an hour despite flight schedules, and the exhaustion all members must have been feeling after 3 consecutive high-energy stadium performances, shows remarkable commitment to maintaining connection and showing appreciation regardless of personal cost. The detail that has ARMY globally sobbing, and that has mental health professionals noting as particularly significant example of healthy artist fan boundaries is that during the extended airport farewell, Jin and several other members were visible crying themselves rather than maintaining composed professional demeanor, their genuine emotion creating moment where the sadness and gratitude were mutual and reciprocal rather than just fans being emotional, while artists remained detached. The specific image of Jin wiping tears from his face while waving to fans who were also crying, creating mirror of shared emotion rather than hierarchical relationship of performer and audience, has been described as representing the healthiest and most balanced version of celebrity-fan relationships where both sides acknowledge the genuine connection and impact, rather than maintaining artificial emotional distance. The fact that Bang Si-hyuk was also reportedly visible emotional during this farewell, with witnesses claiming he too appeared to have tears in his eyes as he watched the members and fans share this goodbye moment, adds another layer of meaning as it demonstrates that even from his powerful executive position he recognizes and is moved by the authentic relationships and connections that make BTS's success possible. The San Francisco International Airport departure area where this emotional farewell occurred was apparently crowded with several hundred fans who had somehow learned about BTS's departure time and gate area, with the group having apparently gathered hours in advance to secure good positions and to ensure they would be present for the goodbye moment. The airport security and staff's handling of the large fan gathering apparently involved careful crowd management to maintain necessary pathways and safety, while also recognizing that the gathering was peaceful and meaningful rather than threatening or disruptive, with officials apparently making accommodations to allow the extended farewell to occur without forcing immediate dispersal or creating conflict between security needs and the emotional moment being shared. The specific interactions between individual BTS members and fans during the extended farewell varied by member, with Jin apparently spending particular time making eye contact with different sections of the crowd, and making heart gestures and other symbolic communications that fans interpret as expressing gratitude and connection. The other members similarly engaged in their own ways, with some taking photos of the crowd, others making elaborate hand gestures and messages, and all appearing genuinely moved by the turnout and the emotion being displayed. The diversity of how different members expressed their farewell, while all clearly being emotionally affected, demonstrates their individual personalities within the shared experience. Bang Si-hyuk's specific behavior during the airport farewell has been noted as being somewhat unusual for an executive, with him apparently staying close to the members throughout the extended goodbye rather than departing separately or maintaining more distance as might be typical for someone in his position. His visible emotion and his apparent support for the members spending substantial time on the farewell rather than pushing them to hurry and depart suggests he views these fan relationships as genuinely important rather than just as business relationships to be managed efficiently. The specific moment reportedly captured where Bang Si-hyuk placed a hand on Jin's shoulder, while both appeared emotional, has been interpreted as supportive gesture from Minter recognizing the depth of his artist's connection with fans. The fan signs, banners, and messages visible in the airport crowd apparently included extensive references to specific moments from the 3 Stanford concerts, expressions of gratitude for the emotional experiences provided, promises to continue supporting BTS, and pleas for them to return to Stanford soon, creating visual representation of the impact the residency had on Bay Area Army. The creativity and effort visible in the signs and displays demonstrated the same dedication and investment that had been shown during the actual concerts, with fans apparently working overnight to prepare farewell materials that would communicate their feelings effectively in the brief airport moment. The specific duration of the farewell being over an hour has been noted as extraordinary given the normal pressures to move through airports efficiently and the exhaustion that BTS must have been experiencing after 3 consecutive nights of high-intensity performances. The willingness to invest such substantial time despite these factors communicates that this was genuinely important priority for the members rather than being perfunctory obligation, with the length of time allowing for meaningful exchanges and for all gathered fans to feel acknowledged and appreciated rather than the farewell being rushed symbolic gesture. The eventual actual departure when BTS and Bang Si-hyuk finally had to proceed through security and to their gate was reportedly difficult and emotional, with multiple members looking back and waving repeatedly as they moved away, fans continuing to scream and cry even after the members were no longer visible, and general atmosphere of bittersweetness as the magical Stanford experience officially ended. The lingering nature of the goodbye, with neither fans nor BTS seeming to want to be the first to fully end the moment, demonstrated the genuine mutual connection and the difficulty of returning to normal after shared extraordinary experiences. The social media response to footage of the airport farewell has been overwhelmingly emotional, with fans who were present sharing their perspectives and videos, while fans who couldn't attend expressing both jealousy and vicarious joy at seeing the emotional goodbye. The specific clips that have gained most traction are those showing individual members' tears and emotional expressions, Bang Si-hyuk's supportive presence, and the overall scene of mutual love and appreciation between artists and fans, creating a moment of genuine human connection despite the massive scale and the commercial nature of their relationship. The broader implications for BTS's relationship with ARMY, and for how celebrity-fan relationships can be conducted with authenticity and mutual respect, has been subject of significant discussion, with relationship experts and cultural commentators praising the Stanford Airport farewell as model of healthy balanced connection where both artists and fans acknowledge the genuine impact and importance of their relationship while maintaining appropriate boundaries. The specific detail that both sides were visibly emotional rather than just fans being affected, while artists remained detached, has been highlighted as particularly significant demonstration of reciprocal care and appreciation.